Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, traders. Today we want to talk about why most traders fail. There's a few reasons that we actually did, most people fail at trading. Is number one, when they get introduced to trading, their mentor or their YouTube or whatever their source of information is, they just overwhelm the new trader with indicators. The 200 moving average, the 20 moving average, the 8 moving average, the 5 minute chart, the 2 minute chart, the 1 minute chart, the daily chart. Just way too many indicators. That's why when they start knowing absolutely nothing, they start making money. But once they get introduced to indicators, they start losing money. Is that the case with you? I want you to be honest with me and tell me, is that the case with you? When you started with the trading, you didn't know anything about the stock market, you didn't know anything about crypto. Did you make money? I assume you did. That's why you continue to actually trade. And as soon as you start losing a little bit, you want that edge. You want more indicators, more indicators, more indicators. The volume chart, everything else. It just and everybody else on YouTube is just selling nothing but indicators to you, and that's why you're losing money. Number two is everybody wants to become rich quick. I mean, I'm guilty of it. I did not have when I started, and I started with option actually. And options is you buy a contract for $100, and a day later, or 2 days later, or 3 days later, that option, the $100 become $3,000. And for example, on Tesla, and the reason is because as you become closer and closer to in the money and closer to expiration date, that option moves as if it was $100 stock. So $3,000 is really easy. So you made not 100% return, not 1,000% return, but I made 3,000% in 3 days. Why would I do anything else in life? Matter of fact, I start thinking about quitting my day job. At the time, I mean, if I turn $100 every day to $3,000, why would I need to even work anymore? Um, and that was a mistake, because as I started making money, I didn't want to make $100 to $3,000. I wanted to turn $10,000 into 30 or 300, and I actually did reach $200,000 in profits in one trade. But the overall, whatever I made in the market, I lost later on during other mistakes, because every trade became double or nothing. Every trade became the entire account. There was no trading parameters whatsoever. If I have $10,000 in the account, I'm buying options contracts with $10,000. So either I'm going to turn it into $300,000, or I'm going to turn it into zero. Either I'm going to turn it into, you know, $20,000, or I'm going to turn it into zero. What was consistent in my trading at this time was, I could turn my trading account to zero at any time, by losing just one trade. Number three, every one of us has a gambling mindset in them. That's why you even got attracted to trading. You want to put some money and see if this money is going to work for you. So what happens is everybody wants to put their entire account into the stocks or the options, and either it works or it doesn't. But if you have a trading plan, this is really not the right way to do business. If you have a trading plan, you say, I will not lose more than $500 on this trade to see if it's going to work for me or not. I will not lose more than $1,000 per day, because maybe I'm having a bad day. Why would I continue to work and waste my money if I'm having a bad day? Sometimes not trading is like putting money in the bank. Believe me, I have been there many, many times. Sometimes not trading is putting money in the bank. But if you are addicted to trading just like I am, I want to trade every single day. Good day, bad day, it doesn't really matter. So I want to put a cap, a maximum loss per trade. and I want to put a maximum loss per day. This way, if I'm having a bad day, I'm losing $1,000. If I'm having a good day, I'm making $5,000. Number 4, everybody underestimate the complexity of trading and assume it's just simple because what happens is you are disconnected from Wall Street, you are disconnected from all the hedge fund companies, you are disconnected from the CEOs of all these companies. All you see on your screen or your cell phone is blips of red bars, green bars, red candlesticks, green candlesticks, and what happens is, yes, the chart is a great tool for you to understand the collective behavior of the market, but individuals who move the market, let me give you an example. Maybe your chart is telling you it's a buy and you need to buy right now, and it's a really good setup, but a hedge fund company comes in, realizes they're about to lose into whatever government contract, and they dump their shares, and when they dump them, they want to get out as soon as possible today. So your chart is telling you to buy, but there's a hedge fund is dropping $5 billion of stocks into the market. You will never make money on that trade, and if you don't have a stop loss, you lost everything you got. So chart is a great tool, but it does not tell you what the mindset of everybody on the market is. The chart is a collective behavior, but individuals who move the market. Years ago when I started, I had a mentor who told me, like, if we all put all our money together, if we all just get all our money together and go try to buy one stock of whatever company, we are not gonna move that stock one bar. We're not gonna move the price of that stock one bar on the chart. That's because that's how big and huge it is. And I bought into that. And I really thought that there is nobody can really move the stock market except for like when everybody else piles in or everybody runs out for the exit. But boy, I was mistaken and I was misled. Individuals move the market. You never know what CEO, what hedge fund company, what person have billions of dollars under their hedge fund. They just trying to move that money or trying to get into the stock, shooting it to the sky, or trying to get out of the stock. And a lot of manipulation happens, especially during pre-market hours and after market hours. There is no possible way you would know what happens next. That's why you need a stop loss every single trade. Maximum loss per trade, maximum loss per day. Number 5 is, that's what we just spoke about. Stop loss, stop loss, stop loss. If you're afraid, look, if you don't put a stop loss in the market, you are afraid of being wrong. You have that fear of being wrong. You are the kind of person, and I'm guilty of it, that I do not want to admit I was wrong. I want to be right every single trade. I want to make money every single trade. And it's just almost impossible not to lose money. The idea of making money consistently in the stock market is you are up, one risk unit or down one risk unit. You are up 2 risk units, down 1 risk unit. Up 3 risk units, down 1 risk unit. The consistency comes from having 1 risk unit. That risk unit is up to you and how comfortable you are. Some people have their risk unit is $100. Some people have it at $1,000. Some people, and I know personally, individually, like they work just like me and you, full-time jobs, they have their risk unit $100,000. And they are willing to lose that kind of money because when they make money, they make $300,000. They lose 100. They make $500,000. They lose 100. They make $150,000. They lose 100. The minimum is 1-to-1, and that's kind of break even. Number 6 is a lot of people, especially when they start new, they are not disciplined, and they constantly break and change the rules. Even when I teach somebody or when somebody gets into a mentoring program or a day trading program or whatever else that he buys from the internet, and they tell him, listen, you need to not risk more than, let's just say $100 per this trade, because it's a breakout trade and there's an 80% possibility, blah blah blah, and they just justify why you need to get into that because the setup's telling you to buy, and you do. But what happens is, instead of going in with only $100 risk, you are 100% sure the breakout is a great breakout and is gonna go to the moon, like Elon Musk always say. And you, instead of dumping $100 in a risk, you just don't have any risk at all. You're 100% sure it's gonna work out. Why would you put a stop loss? And what happens is it turns into a false breakout, and it just breaks down and it takes your money with it. And because you are shocked, then you just look at it, frozen, not to know what to do, and you just sit there praying for it to go up again and again and again. And I'm telling you right now, when I started, I have done all of these mistakes. I'm guilty of it too. Join our day trading fans at daytradingfans.com.